A flicker in the night, so small yet so bright. Through shadows it fights, bringing warmth to the sight. A gentle whisper, a spark in the air. As the world feels too heavy, it's always there. Sparks of hope, light.
Welcome to this series, Youth for Christ, Hope and Joy, as we commemorate this Jubilee Year of Hope, and especially now that we are looking forward to the Jubilee for young people, the youth. And with me on studio, I have a special guest. He will tell us his name, where he comes from, and something about himself. Welcome.
Thank you so much, sister. Now, my name is Alexander Masika. I'm a Catholic, as I'm a Christian from St. Paul's University Chapel Parish. And something special about me, or something about me is, well, I'm a faith-based communicator. That is a person who communicates faith, having a degree in communication and journalism. So I majorly do communication in terms of faith-based, that is working with faith-based organization. In terms of communication, yeah, that's where I specialize more on. Yeah.
Okay, most welcome, Alex.
Thank you.
And today I want to have a conversation, a sharing on how you've lived this year of hope, and especially as a communicator, as a youth. How has it been? Are you aware of this Jubilee Year of Hope? And as a young person, how are you living it?
Yes, as a young person, I'm privileged to commemorate this first year of Jubilee for me, because it actually coincides with Silver Jubilee birthday for me. So it's a year of, I can say, a Thanksgiving for me, a year of hope. And I was reading back before the year, the late Pope Francis opened the year of this year of Jubilee, year of hope. There was somewhere where John Paul said that the people that were being born at that particular time will be the next people that will be celebrating the Jubilee year, and in a special way, and especially in the digital space and the digital world. And then I came across that when I was just reading some materials for communication. And I'm aware of the year of hope from since the first day the late Pope opened the door of mercy up to now. And I've had a special occasion to attend the first gathering of the year for the Jubilee World of Communication in Rome. Yeah. So, and I know now there is next week there is the World Jubilee for the youth.
Okay. Okay, what a coincidence that yes. Also you're a Jubilee person.
Yes, I'm a Jubilee person.
25 years of life.
Yes.
And you've mentioned having the opportunity to go to Rome. And we know that there were those doors of hope that were opened in some basilicas in Rome. Did you have the chance to go through these doors of celebrating the Jubilee? Did you make pilgrimage to any of the churches, basilicas there? And how was it?
Oh yes, we happened for the world of communications, the Jubilee celebration. The first day, that is the feast of Saint Francis de Sales, the patron saint of journalists and communicators. We were in Basilica of St. John Lateran. That's where we had the first meeting, and we happened to have a penitential rite there in the evening. And then the following day, we went on the pilgrimage to St. Peter's Basilica, the Porta Santa. Okay. And that was the first pilgrimage as the whole group of communications. But afterwards, I was able to go to St. Maria Major, that is Maria Majorum. Mm-hmm. And then also we went to St. Paul's outside the wall after the communications year. We went to all the 4 major basilicas. I was privileged to attend each of them, and in me I can say I got different blessings from each particular door of mercy. Okay. Yes, because I went to the one for St. Peter's, the main basilica, I went to St. John the Lateran, the Basilica, and then to St. Mary Major, which is more dedicated to Mother Mary, and then St. Paul's outside the wall, which is like the saint to the Gentiles. Yeah.
And as a young person, I know today the young people are faced with many challenges. Of course, it's everybody, but particularly the young people. And sometimes young people are losing hope. They are becoming pessimistic, their dreams are shattered. How are you living this experience? I know you have friends, you have your fellow colleagues, and with the reality also that is happening in the society. Do you feel that there is still some sparks of hope among the young people?
Yes, there are some sparks, but they need to be reignited again, because every day it becomes more dim and dimmer and dimmer. I can say that because when you look at the circumstances, and especially I'll talk about now as a youth in Kenya now, where we are now particularly, there are a lot of things happening around. And also being a part of a Christian, what you expect our leaders also to do, and also like our shepherds to do, sometimes they don't do it, or maybe they're reluctant about it. And that is making more of the youth to just lose hope. But also there are a lot of, apart from that, there are also the normal social impacts that influence these in terms of morality, and also the exposure to, can you say, social media and other major things that we are engaged as a youth, I can say that. And also having these groups talk, also as part of youth, you just get to discuss more with other youth, and then you realize things are not as they seem. Because sometimes if, I can say, if how we have been brought up, especially in this era, you realize we are very different. With the diversity in us, it brings also a lot of controversies and a lot of issues, particularly in these times. So it's very hard, but as long as I can say, what guides me through is having the strong background of faith and learning more every day in terms of my faith, and learning that every challenge that I'm facing now, it's just there for me to grow, because you can't just stay in one place and you assume you're growing. You have to grow, and that means it comes with a lot of challenges. It comes with having to encounter different setbacks, stones thrown at you, but then you know how to maneuver them, and that's mostly through prayer, through meditation, discernment. There are a lot of factors that come in that makes me as a youth to say I'm navigating through. Okay. But knowing that there is hope. Eventually we say there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've mentioned the reality in Kenya, for instance. I know everywhere we're talking about Gen Zs and maandamano, the protests and all that. Would you like to comment something on the Gen Zs? And they believe they are fighting for justice, social justice, and justice in other different areas. Would you comment something about Gen Z's enthusiasm in the country?
Yes, I will say, backed up with what I've learned, and also the social teaching of the church, what you have said about social justice is, well, for me, I believe we are fighting for the good cause of the country, because where the leaders are taking us, where the institutions that are supposed to protect us, to lead us in the right direction,
okay,
and guided by the constitution, I can say that, because it's like the rule of the land.
Yeah.
It's not being adhered to. That means there is a way that we have gone astray.
Okay.
And I can see all of us, because what I can see is whatever these people or the leaders are showcasing, it's whatever we, the people, have. It's whatever is ingrown in us that they're just projecting it, and we don't want to accept the reality that as first, we the people, we need to change ourselves first,
Okay.
to believe in the right cause. Not just because we're saying mandamano and what, but knowing, why am I doing this mandamano? The right thing is all people should follow constitution. But personally, in my personal level, am I following it? If I was in that position of that leader, would I do the same? Because it's just a projection of whatever we are. Because everyone says when I get there, I'll just probably do the same, just like to avenge it.
Yeah.
But we have lost that the social teachings of the church also that comes into play, if I can say, for Christians, for Catholics, because that is what pushes me, knowing that the policies that are supposed to work are not working. I'm more into environmental issues and climate justice. The policies for climate to work, they are not working. Implementation, and that's the problem we have. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you've mentioned that also you are trying to advocate for this social justice. And it just came to my mind that during the Jubilee for the young people, for the youths, there will be a canonization of Blessed Pierre Frassati. He was a guy who lived for 24 years. And within those 24 years, he accomplished many things. Despite being a young person, he was also involved in advocating for social justice and also for this helping the poor. He joined the group of Vincent de Paul. And I feel he's a model for the young people today to stand up and fight for or advocate for social justice. And it's a reminder that as young people, we can live our life fully and impact the society. Do you find something you can learn from him, Pierre Giorgio?
Yes, one thing I will say I will learn is the courage, because most of us, most of the time, it's the courage that we don't have to stand and speak for whatever injustice is being done, or whatever something bad is going on. The courage to stand up, because every time we are told to show up, but we don't. The fact that you will show up for the poor, for the victims, that means it's something to emulate the courage, and then the inclination to church that he advocated for the social justice part of it. Not assuming that it's a worldly thing or it's a church thing, but balancing that, this is the right thing to do for humanity. Yeah.
Okay. And I know it's not easy to advocate for social justice.
Yeah, it's not.
but-
It's very hard, especially the circumstances around.
Yes.
It's very hard.
But still, St. Paul reminds us what can separate us from the love of Christ. The letter to the Romans chapter 8, verse 35. And I feel that can be something to push us also not to give up. Even when tribulations come, persecutions come, we are not to give up, but stand for what is true and for what is just. Now, as a parishioner of St. Paul, you said that's where you fellowship. Are there some organizations or some activities that have helped you live deeply this year of hope as a youth person?
Yes, as a youth person, I can say I'm a member of the YCA, that is Young Catholic Adults. And we have been having a series of events for us that we do, as normally as the parish and also as the diocese level, and also in the deanery levels. And for the past few weeks, there have been few months, there have been activities. And also the church has also been like in the Lent season, it organized for pilgrimages across all the jumuiyas, the small Christian communities, and also for the other groups, that is like CWA, the CMA, the YCA that I'm in. So they organize all these activities so that we can nourish ourselves and also learn more about the Jubilee year, because it comes once in 25 years. Most of the people might or might not celebrate it. Others don't even understand what is a Jubilee year, because probably most of us maybe who have the knowledge what a Jubilee year is now, probably in 2050. Some majorly they might not be there. So it's like we need to refresh our minds and understand what is a Jubilee year. So yeah, I've been in several activities, informations in these are there was one specifically for the commissioning of YCA that I attended, and we also were joined by other YCA members from Queen of Apostles, Ruaraka, Holy Family Minor Basilica, Don Bosco Upper Hill. So that's like I can call it like a dialogue thing that we do, and also like an exchange program. Also teaches you about other people, what they are doing in their church, and whatever you can emulate as a youth also.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting, because as we say, pilgrims of hope and journeying together in faith and in prayer. I know it's something that is interesting because when we are making this pilgrimage, we are called not to journey as individuals,
Yes.
but as a community, as a group. And you have shared well how you've journeyed as a church group. And do you feel if that was enough, or there are some things you'd like to tell the church? We wish you can do this more for us as youth to be involved in church activities, also to rekindle our hope and our faith, or you are just, whatever they are doing is enough?
Well, it can never be enough, I'll tell you, because there are more souls that need to be reconverted. I can say reconverted because there were converts, yes, there were Christians, but they are just low-key because of different circumstances. Most of them nowadays say, we left the church, not God. There's that phrase.
Yeah.
Because we feel sometimes the church is not whatever, there's a distance between the church and the youth. Basically because sometimes of policies in the church policies. We're not saying that they should abolish them, but following them to the latter, and also for the people that are above there to everyone to follow them. Because sometimes you find, yes, the youth are there, they watch, they see how things are done, but it's not the way they're supposed to be done. And then because of being like this, the junior, you're just like the person who is being, all the weight comes to you. So that means by the time you just want to quit because you don't want to, all this weight to come to you, and you're not, maybe I can say, the person who all did all this work. I don't want to say perpetrators, but I'll say you're not the cause of the problem, but now it comes majorly to you. And then also it goes back to how the church can do more, engage us more, because the engagement with the youth, it's never that enough. They need to spare more time. They need to come to our level also, because sometimes going to the upper level needs someone to go with you. So that means they have to come down for us so that we can go up with them. But now they don't have to wait for us there so that we can reach there. It needs guidance. It needs a lot of teachings, because I can say there is a conflict somewhere. And the church needs to stand with whatever is right, especially I can say in the Kenya. Nowadays I can say they're trying. Apart from leaving last year alone, this year the church has taken the stand very well, and I appreciate it, because it is seeing the truth. I can see that the social injustice that is happening, and it's standing up to them. Just like Cardinal Otunga stood for in Kenya, I can see you are moving towards that direction. And I could see with that direction, more youths and more engagements in terms of also church attendance, because I'll tell you, nowadays most of the youth don't attend church. They don't. My friends, they'll just, I'm streaming mass online. You know, you're streaming in your bed, you know, you have your phone, just streaming with the TV there, so you can just switch anytime. You see, you understand, and the part of mass being the highest form of prayer, it needs concentration, it needs communion, so it needs the fellowship in it. That means being in your house and being mostly there, it's not a convenient environment for you. So yeah, I think they can do more in advocating with the youth, and also standing up for the youth, doing more of activities that are related to youth. And also in these committees, in these dialogues they are doing, we don't want, I can say youth, not someone who is 45 is a youth. Let's be more realistic. Sometimes even 35, I can say sometimes it's more of exaggerated, because more of the youths are 30, 20, 25, 23, 24, somewhere there. So we need more people to be there, specifically maybe to just give an input. That youthful input helps a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've mentioned there's this surprising slogan that I left church, but I didn't leave God. And I know sometimes when you interact with the young people, sometimes they felt judged, or they just felt out of place, and we are called to be signs of hope, and also to journey with them even when they are undergoing this, if I may call it, a crisis of faith. Yes. what is your message for them, especially those who are giving up in their faith and especially in the communal aspect of going to be with a praying church in person? Just your message to them or
My message is, I'll just say, don't lose hope.
Okay.
Because once you lose hope, I think everything shatters. Because I can't say I've not been there. I've been there also, at some point, because of maybe 1, 2, 3 issues, and then. But losing hope is the least thing you can do. Yes, sometimes you might get a setback because yes, going to church, being a Christian means you have to take Jesus' yoke and bear with it. You have to walk with it, and that means more of temptations, because the devil can't advocate where he has already conquered. He needs to conquer new territories. That means, so by the end of the day, you will for the people that have already given up, lost hope, he'll just like, I'm done with you, so I don't have to much worry about you. So he's more worried to the people that are more active in the church, and that's where now sometimes the problems come. That I think what we are losing is we forget that all people are human beings, and especially in the church. But that doesn't excuse us to be, what can I say? To appreciate, okay, like moral decadency and other things. But the fact that this person is a human being and can make mistakes and errors is just a step of it. Because by the time you appreciate that, it means you'll understand this person more. Probably sometimes what I've learned too is sometimes I engage people to just know more of their upbringing, because it usually affects whatever people are doing now. It's just like they're just projecting some just other issues. So you just learn to understand these are human beings, and you don't expect to see a saint in the church. Yes, you want to see a saint, but we are all human beings at this particular level. But what comes in is we have faith, and we're just pilgrims in this journey. We are the pilgrimage church. So we learn to understand each other, forgive sometimes and forget. But that doesn't mean we have to condone some behaviors. I can say that. If you feel someone is crossing your boundaries, say it. Do the necessary measures as a person to make sure that person is not crossing your boundaries, you see, so that it doesn't, I can say, asikukwaze katika imani. And then I think that works for me for now, and then maybe probably someone else it might work. But just know how to navigate these issues, because they'll be there. I've learned that they'll be there.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I like much, there is a verse in the Bible, I think it's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, where the preacher reminds the young people, do not forget your Creator even in your youthful age. So live your life as a youthful person, but don't forget your Creator. It's also an invitation to be responsible on how you are enjoying your life as a young person. And I think that's where most of the youth, they are not able to know the limits or to be responsible for what they are living. And you have put it, and you have encouraged us not to give up. Alafu there's a slogan that kuokoka si kuboeka, or to be in the church is not being in a boring place. And I think that's true, because I see much in the youth group here at St. Paul's, and it's encouraging. And some of the youth, they really feel being in church is really a boring stuff. What will you encourage them, or what would you advise them to do to make their faith vibrant?
I think it draws back to your personal life, and also about how you view your life. I'll say that. But yes, that's whatever you're saying about people thinking church is more of a boring place. It's so true, because from some encounters with especially most of the people, they'll tell you, I've been to work on Monday to Friday. It's been boring. I'm all stressed up. So if you're organizing an event on Saturday, I don't expect me to come and sit down for the whole day and again be like it's like I'm also working. So that balance, like the work-life balance, is whatever sometimes brings the problem, because now the whole week someone is busy. Now they turn all the weekend to the other side of enjoying or fun. But now that is without the balance, without knowing the limits, is a problem. But I can say the same thing I said to the church. More engaging activities in the youth. You don't have to come and we sit down the whole day and listen to scriptures alone. There are more engaging activities that you can do that are related to the Bible, but they are fun, because at the end of the day, we want to relax our minds. Someone wants to probably maybe have engagement to be had because maybe they have had a long week. So those are the factors that they should factor in, not just coming and giving like I can say one-sided story, like you're just coming to preach the whole day and then there is no engagement, because sometimes you also need to learn. And organizing maybe these physical activities also can encourage and boost more people to come to the church, because I know when I go to that youth group, probably we know, yes, there is a schedule. We do 30 minutes talk, 15 minutes of break, maybe that 30 minutes of Bible related or mental health activities that just keep someone going. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah.
Because we don't usually have to come to the group activities just knowing we are going to sit there the whole day. And also that's a factor. Just like a half day thing, we learn one, two, three things, and then the rest we interact, we play games, we dance. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. One last one. I want to re-echo the words of the late Pope Francis when he was opening this year of hope. He encouraged us, especially the young people, not to give up on their dreams, on their hopes, even if setbacks come. Not to give up, because anxiety also can be there, that they don't want to venture into trying new things because of fear of mistakes or failures. But also we need patience. If you try, you fail, retry again, don't give up. And I think it's something good. And sometimes as young people, I know we want instant results. Yes. What can you tell people about building this patience so that they may see results even in the future?
Yes, patience is a virtue that I believe everyone should have as a Christian, because I think it keeps you at a balance, because you don't have much expectations in life of maybe these things will turn out this way. And yes, I think the social media era, the media era, the internet era is something that is negatively affecting us in terms of how we want instant gratification of things. We just want everything to work out. We're seeing fake lives, seeing luxury lives of people that we don't even understand where they came from. We don't even want to do background search and look into how these people came to be. We just want to be like them, but you don't understand how they got there. So sometimes we need to learn first, learn how things come up to be. And then also knowing that nothing, just a reminder of the normal scriptures that you have to work hard. The same way Peter says, if you don't work, you don't eat. It's that simple. There is no way you want instant gratification of something that you have not worked for. And then because it takes time. Everything takes time. Yes. Because we have to grow, we have to learn. Because in those mistakes, I know we learn a lot. Personally, I've learned a lot in those mistakes. You learn a lot. And then you know by the next time you're making a strategy, you're not making the same mistakes, because I know I made this mistake, it failed. But sometimes I can say we do things, they don't work out, and we lose hope. Because it seems to take time. And then maybe you lose the virtue of, you lose the patience you have, maybe because you think things are not working out. Yeah, because I was talking to a friend who, the same way, they left church, not God. And I was asking them the reasons why they left church. And it was like, he was telling me, he was jobless at some point. And so he was searching for a job like for 1.5 years. And that in that period, that's why he learned, it started saying like, I'm not believing in God because why is he allowing me to go through this misery? There was a lot of problems at that particular time. And then I asked him if that specific thing, a job never worked, but the other things, did they work? He said yes, they worked perfectly. And then I was like, did you get sick at that particular time, maybe to a point you could not even do anything else? It was like I was perfectly well. And then I was like, if one thing doesn't work, you don't have to look at this particular thing that is not working, because it seems your mind is there. What about the other things, the small things that are working for you, that enables you maybe to do your daily chores, to do your daily things? What about them? So that means we endure through that, because sometimes this doesn't work, but maybe it's not the way that you're supposed to do, to go to this way. Maybe God is redirecting you to other ways. But now you're giving up, losing hope, which means you're now like you're shattering all the dreams that you had. Yeah, so I can say specifically this year of hope comes in the best way for us, especially youth in Kenya, to test us, and also to test our patience, to test our abilities as youth, and how we can maneuver through difficult times. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for the sharing, and it's interesting also to hear your take, to hear from a youthful person himself, and for the encouragement that you've given to whoever is listening to us, and also to me personally. And I will pray that we don't give up. We continue being beacons of hope, even in the society, even when ourselves we are also fighting our own battles and struggles. And patience is key, as you've said, and we keep trying. Even when we fail, we wake up again, dust ourselves, and we continue journeying. Thank you very much. We keep praying for each other as pilgrims of hope, and we journey together as a church. Pilgrims of hope.
Together in prayer.
Together in prayer.
Pilgrims of hope.
Thank you very much, Alex.
Thank you so much, also, sister.
Okay,
yeah,
thank
it
you.
was very nice.
A flicker in the night, so small yet so bright. Through shadows it fights, bringing warmth to the sight. A gentle whisper, a spark in the air. As the world feels too heavy, it's always there. Sparks of hope, light in the sky, carrying dreams as they soar and fly. In the darkest hour, they still survive. Sparks of hope, they keep us alive. The cracks